Padres rookie Dinelson Lamet has shown flashes of brilliance, and tonight faces a tough test at Coors Field. Colorado counters with Antonio Sensatella, a talented rookie who seeks his 10th victory. Which rookie will reign tonight? Game 2, Padres and Rockies starts now. And we welcome you to Coors Field on a beautiful night here tonight, a little bit on the warm side, as our weather report is brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. 82 degrees, southwest breeze at 12 miles per hour, mostly cloudy for the remainder of the night. Lots of blue skies right now. Lights are on already here for Game 2 of this 3-game series. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, Bob Scanlon with you. Play night baseball tonight, day game tomorrow in the finale of this first leg of a 2-city tour for the Padres. It'll take them to San Francisco after the ball game tomorrow. And the Padres dropping the first game of the series here last night. As taking the field are the Colorado Rockies, led by Antonio Sensatella. Well, as the Rockies take the field, let's check out the starting lineup for Andy Green's Padres, brought to you by Toyota. Manuel Margot leads it off and in center field with Carlos Asuaje at second base. Will Myers at first base bats third with Jose Pirela in left field. Cory Spangenberg at third. Jabari Blash in right field with Eric Ibar at shortstop. Luis Torrens doing the catching after Hector Sanchez caught for 3 straight days. It's Torrens tonight, and it's Dinelson Lamet, the birthday boy, batting out of the 9 spot and pitching for the Padres. On the mound tonight for the Rockies, Antonio Sensatella.
Recalled from AAA Albuquerque today. 16 start for the 22-year-old. He's aggressive. I mean, this guy comes right after you. Bud Black and the Rockies really like him with the 4-seamer slider changeup. He's aggressive in the zone, attacks early. And once again, as I mentioned earlier, if they get the straight fastball early, let's see if they go early in the count to avoid the strikeout. 11 strikeouts last night for this Padre team.
Now defensively behind Sensatella, it is Gerardo Parra getting the start in left field. Charlie Blackmon in center. Carlos Gonzalez back in there. He's in right field. And old friend ALEXI AMARISTA making his first start at third base this season, the former Padre. Trevor Story at shortstop with DJ LeMahieu at second base. Mark Reynolds at first. And Tony Wolters, the San Diego native, doing the catching for Sensatella.
Hey, let's see if this game, if there's a factor or maybe a slash key with Amarista playing third other than Nolan Arenado. I mean, remember the play he made last night to start that double play? Tremendous. Anything hit in his general area is pretty much going to be caught.
So a good thing really for the Padres, he's not in the lineup. He is available coming off the bench.
Should be.
Amarista at third base, seeing the bulk of his time at short and outfield.
Don, one thing that really stuck out last night with the number 1 and 2 hitters for the Padres, they were pretty impressive, huh? Margot and Asuaje?
Yeah, 2 for 5 Margot, 3 for 5 Asuaje.
Let me guess, in my math, that's 5 for 10.
It is very good math.
And that's a 500 average.
Yes, it is. It's quite good. So it starts at the top for them. And here we go. Manuel Margot standing in against Sensatella. Start the ball game tonight. Shadows across the infield, the outfield in the sunshine. And the first pitch of the ball game, carved foul off to the right, out of play. Well, Manuel Margot earlier this year has got a home run off Sensatella right here at Coors Field for Margot. One of the 5 Manuel has on the season. This one fouled back to our right and out of play. 0-2. Margot, Asuaje, and Myers here in the first inning. Little pop-up right side. DJ LeMahieu, the second baseman on the short lawn and right, makes the catch for out number 1 of the ball game. So Margot retired, and it brings up Asuaje. Asuaje at 309 coming in. No homers and 5 runs batted in, but he's been swinging a pretty hot bat. Starting every day.
Last night was evident. I mean, pulling the ball when warranted, taking the ball the other way for the extra bases, the short, quick slap stroke. And I just like the way he's been seeing the ball at the plate, and it's paying off. Alan Zinter right there, keeping a close eye. That was a nice pitch there to try to drive the other way. 97 from Sensatella on the heater.
The Rockies in the middle of the homestand. High strike call at 96.
Wow.
1-2. Zwahe didn't think so. Says something to Ron Culpa. Culpa says something back.
And then Carlos says mea culpa.
Fly ball right center field. On the move is Blackmon. That ball's going to fall, and Blackmon cuts it off. Drops it as well, and Zwahe will pull into second base. A one-out double for Zwahe. Got down on the count and sends a gapper out there to right center.
Couple of pitches this at bat up in the zone, the high strike. So Zwahe's got to offer at that. That's 95 up in the zone. Why? Well, Ron Culpa called it a strike. So you've got to protect that part of the strike zone. He does just that. It pays off with a double.
So one out, runner at second, and Will Myers the batter. Tough night last night for Will in his 90th game of the year of a possible 93. And Myers will take ball one. Myers was 0 for 5 in the ball game last night with 4 strikeouts. First time that he's gone hitless at Coors Field since June of last year. Doesn't happen often here.
That's a tough night in the big leagues for anybody. But this game of baseball, you tee it up the next day. It's not like the NFL, right, where you throw 3 picks or you get burnt in the defense. You got to wait a week. Get right back at it the next night.
Good numbers against Senzatella too. 3 for 5 against him. We'll take ball 2. Margot popped out to begin the inning. Zwahe with a double to right center.
You know, maybe a walk here for Will Myers would be a good thing if he could. You know, you see some pitches, you know, you're going to get on base, and with the way that he swung the bat last night and the results, you know, maybe a walk to see some pitches from Senzatella would work to his advantage.
Loves hitting here at Coors Field. 350 average. Overall 325 against the Rockies. It's the highest average against any National League team for him. And there's ball 4, and there is the walk. First walk given up by Senzatella. Padres have 2 on with 1 away. It's time now to take a look at the keys to the game. Brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Quiet 1-2 for the Rocks. Last night it was Charlie Blackmon, DJ LeMahieu. They scored 3 runs. They hit the ball pretty well. Actually 1, 2, and 3 with Arenado did well. But offensively speaking, hey, stay away from the K. 11 strikeouts last night. For the Padres, they left 9 runners on base. They out-hit the Rockies, but on the wrong side of the run column, losing 9-6.
2 on, 1 away. Jose Parrella. He'll take strike 1. The Padres needed some more timely hits in last night's game. They were just 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position in last night's game. 34th game that Parrella has been in, and going to start at third base the other day. Back in left field again tonight. Four home runs for Parrella.
Hey, wind's blowing out the left, looks like here, huh?
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
You don't need any breeze at all here to see the ball carry.
Got to get it elevated, that's for sure. But you're right. You square it up, it's going to go.
Just away, and it's 2-1.
Work that count. Hitters count 2-1 rather than 1-2. Which can be much more aggressive. This is a good layoff here. This is the breaking ball just off the plate. Oh, he got squeezed. Pretty good pitch.
Foul tip held on to, and it evens at 2-2. And that breeze at 7 miles per hour headed out to left field. That starts this game. .300 with runners in scoring position for Parrella. He's got a Zwahe at second, Myers at first, 1 down. And time call. In the dirt and blocked by Wolters. Full count now. Having to work hard in this first is Senzatella. And the Padres have been very patient with him. Making sure he throws strikes, and so far he has not thrown a ton as CORY SPANGENBERG waits on deck, batting out of the 5 spot tonight for the Padres.
See if Andy Green puts the runners in motion here. Big lead at first for Will Myers.
Line to left field. This will get in and head back to the track of the wall. Zwahe coming around from second base. He will score. Myers to third on an RBI double by Jose Parrella. And the Padres strike first to take a 1-0 lead in the first inning.
Wow, what a good at bat. Took some good pitches. Hey, he got a call, but that's a hang with him on the slider right on the outside corner, and he turns on this 96-mile-an-hour heater. Senzatella's going to try to challenge him, and Parrella says, take that. That ball's rifled.
Steve Foster, the pitching coach, out there to talk to Senzatella. Got the first out of the inning since then, a double, a walk, and an RBI double. And the Padres are taking a 1-0 lead.
That's why they call it the cleanup spot, right? He didn't clean them up all off the bases, but unless he drove in 1 run, clean them up. 4 spot.
We'll see what the 5 spot can do here in CORY SPANGENBERG. .258 coming in for Spangenberg. 6 homers and 23 runs batted in. One for 3 with a run scored last night. And he takes a look at strike 1. Against the Rockies, another one of the Padres who enjoys facing Rockies pitching, hitting at .353 against Colorado. 20th pitch of the inning coming up here for Bud Black, starter. And it's outside. He's throwing hard but missing.
How's that for analysis?
Really good.
Say that again.
He's throwing hard but he's missing. It's really good.
That's good stuff, isn't it?
The way you break it down is like no other. This one is fouled back to the screen. There's just a special way of how you can make even me understand.
Hey, we know that these big league hitters, it could be 98, it could be 96 if it's straight and not located well. Turn it around like Parrella did.
Senzatella against the Padres, 2-0 with a 2.77 ERA. Here's a grounder to third. Amarista with a nice play. Fires to first and throws out Spangenberg. So first start of the year for Amarista at third, and nifty play at third. Time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Well, we talk about position players, pitchers being a good setup spot. How about Jabari Blash? Watch the toe tap, early toe tap, putting it down, hands are back, and then right into the swing path, the short swing, getting to that baseball down and in, and sending it on its way. Alan Zinter been working with Jabari Blash. It's all about getting in that spot early when that ball is approaching and turning on it. Everything is on time.
Blash taking strike 1. Didn't like what he saw. 205, 3 homers, 7 runs batted in, 18 overall games.
So let's see if Senzatella tonight keeps the ball away. Remember that home run was down and in, the fastball? So let's see if he counters with, here's a fastball away, and breaking balls away as well.
Flash has hit in every game since returning from El Paso. 4-game hitting streak coming in. 6 for 15, 2 homers, 6 RBIs during that time, and it's been a great return to the majors. Liner at third, knocked down by AMARISTA, stays with it, and his throw is going to be close, but not in time, and 2 runs will score. Myers comes in, PARRA comes in, and the Padres take a 3-0 lead. Nice play by AMARISTA to knock that down, but his throw in the dirt, Reynolds couldn't dig it out on the other side, and Myers scores, so does PARRA, and the Padres have a 3-0 advantage.
Another hard hit ball. AMARISTA playing back, and now that ball is hooking towards the Rockies third baseman, and that ball is popped out of his glove. Now Jabari Blash with those big strides, he puts a little pressure on AMARISTA because he realizes, hey, I got to get to this baseball. I got to make an accurate throw. He rushes it. Padres taking advantage of that. That's got to be a hit, doesn't it?
It's not decided yet. And a pitch here to Ibar that misses for ball 1. No decision yet by the official scorer.
A catchable ball, yes, but you know what? It was hit hard. It was hooking. I'm leaning toward hit.
High chopper that'll go foul wide of first. And even the count of 1-1. That's a play I think that Arenado makes down there at third base.
Good point.
But off tonight, and AMARISTA down there at third. They are going to give an error here. A hit, an error, allowing the second runner to score on the throw, and a line out to first base. It'll end the inning. Padres with a 3-run first inning. Jose Pirela driving in that first run. 3 spot in the first. 3-0 San Diego. Padres baseball brought to you by Buick, by Petco, where the pets go, by GMC, and by Jack in the Box. Come try the new sweet or spicy barbecue bacon cheeseburger and chicken sandwich for a limited time only. Back in the Rockies and in Denver, a fast start tonight for the Padres, on top 3-0. As we head to the bottom of the first inning, first run driven in on the double. Jose Pirela getting Dinelson Lamet off to a good start, has a 3-0 lead before he throws his first pitch.
3 runs early is a nice birthday gift, is it not, for Dinelson Lamet?
Terrific. Charlie Blackmon leading it off. He led it off last night with a long home run to right field. There's 22 home runs on the year, 65 RBIs, and a .325 average. LeMahieu and Parra here in the first.
He likes hitting here at Coors, doesn't he, Don?
.399 at Coors Field this year. Breakdown, 67 hits and 168 at bats. Just shy of 400 at home.
Well, we talked about getting ahead, and this is not looking so good, being 3-0 right out of the gate against Blackmon.
Takes ball 4 and is aboard here to begin the bottom of the first inning. 4-pitch walk starts this bottom of the first. Now for Bud Black, the Rockies lineup is brought to you by Hyundai. Charlie Blackmon just led off. He's in center field. DJ LeMahieu at second base with Gerardo Parra in left. Mark Reynolds at first with Carlos Gonzalez in right. Trevor Story at shortstop. ALEXI AMARISTA, the former Padre, at third base. Tony Wolters does the catching, bats eighth. And Antonio Senzatella, the pitcher, batting out of the 9 spot.
So Arenado out, as you mentioned. Ian Desmond out. He's been nursing that calf thing, remember?
Yep.
So he's day on, day off, whatever Bud Black feels fit. And then it's weird because Carlos Gonzalez, he's been pretty much a spot guy here and there, right?
He's had a bad year.
Yeah.
All year. He's not really recovered from a slow start. He does get the start in right field tonight. Last year's batting champion, DJ LeMahieu, batting now. And he grounds one softly towards Spangenberg. His throw on the run and in time. So one away as Blackmon takes second base. Well, here's the Padres defense, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Left to right, Jose Perella, Manuel Margot, and Jabari Blash. Third to first, Corey Spangenberg, Eric Ibar, Carlos Azuaje, Will Myers, and Luis Torrens getting the start behind the dish. And Nelson Lamet on the mound has 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Brings up Gerardo Parra. He slides into the 3 spot with Arenado out of the lineup. Open stance from the left side. In the dirt, nice pick. The backhand there by Torrens.
You know what I always found here pitching in Colorado back in 1993 when I was with the Rocks? You could go for a run. You could be out on the mound pitching. And even though it was hot out, you never worked up that lather.
Really?
Yeah. Because there's not a lot of humidity. So you put in all this work and then you sit down and it's like, okay, you're not so, you don't feel like you really did anything. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a psychological thing. But it's just very dry, and you don't get that feeling like, gosh, I just put in a good day's work. I mean, you'll sweat, but you'll dry up really quickly. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but it's not like pitching in Atlanta where you're out there and you're lathered up and you're sitting on the bench and you stay hot, right?
That just misses to Parra, 2-1. How did you do here?
Horrible. Thanks for asking.
I really didn't have any idea. That wasn't a setup.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to get you to.
It was at Old Mild High.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't here.
No. Yeah, it was a debacle. Complete disaster. Set the franchise back in the first year. I set that franchise back 20 years in the first year.
Who did you play for?
Don Baylor, Groove, loved the man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Charlie Blackmon at second base, 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning. High for ball 4, second walk of the inning allowed by Lamet. Really do not want to walk people in this ballpark. Torrens out to the mound. And from shortstop is Eric Ibar. And he's doing a lot of the talking here.
Yes, he is. Kind of looks like a pep talk. I mean, very animated talk by Eric. And as a pitcher, you have to put it in your mind. One pitch can get me out of this mess. And with a guy like Reynolds up there, he's grounded into 10 double plays this year for the Rockies. He's third in that category for this team behind Arenado and LeMahieu.
2 on, 1 away. Mark Reynolds coming up here for the Rockies. That's a start at first base, and it's a 288. 19 homers, 63 runs batted in, his 90th game of the year for the Rockies. And a fly ball headed out towards center field. MANUEL MARGOT going back, still going at the wall. That ball is gone. A 3-run home run to center field ties this game with one swing of the bat. That ball carried very well out to center field. At first didn't look like it had a chance, but it keeps on going at Coors Field. And this game is tied 3-3, and boy, do the walks hurt in this inning for Lamet. 2 walks, and they both score on the 3-run home run.
We talk about locating ahead. Hey, strike is one thing, but a strike right down the middle is different than right on the inside corner or outside corner. 95 right down the middle, thigh high. And Mark Reynolds crushes that one. That's how quickly it can change.
So here we go, a Coors Field game. Tied up 3-3. Carlos Gonzalez will take ball 1. Just a .214 average in 77 games for Cargo. 6 homers, 22 runs batted in. Home run number 20 of the year for Mark Reynolds. Two and 1 to Carlos Gonzalez. Reinstated from the DL, had a strained right shoulder on July the 3rd. First time he'd been on the DL since 2014. Bounce this one foul off the front of the Rockies dugout. Imagine he struggled really all year, but it's been tough to figure out as Gonzalez last year at .322 through the first 77 games, .214 this year. Same can be said for Trevor Story. .261, 21 home runs at this point last year. So you're without really Gonzalez and Story as Lamet picks up his first strikeout. 2 down here in the first.
And the struggles continue for Gonzalez. Hey, this is a walk year for Gonzalez too, right? He signed through this year, free agent. You never know what's going on, what guys are thinking. That's a high heater right there that plays well out of the hand of Lamet.
So 2 down, bases empty, and here is Trevor Story. .230 average so far this year. And the breaking ball didn't break a lot, ended up inside. .11 homers, 40 runs batted in to go along with that .230 average.
We talk about the ball traveling well here. We talk about pitchers being a little tentative here. We talk about the breaking ball from pitchers. If you get a big 12-6 curveball, if you got a slider. I've always used points behind home plate to throw like a breaking ball, like maybe the umpire's mask for the curveball. Well, here in Colorado, you might think the catcher's mask rather than umpire's mask, right? To get it down. Slider, rather than throwing it toward the glove, maybe the right shin guard, knee of the catcher. That to me tells me that you're at least making an adjustment to try to work the ball down in the zone if that's exactly where you want to go. Because here, if you throw that curveball at the umpire's mask, it's probably going to hang up in the zone for you.
.21 first inning pitches here so far for Lamet. It's after Antonio Senzatella threw 28 pitches in the first. So both starters having long first innings. Swing and a miss, and back-to-back strikeouts for Lamet. Ends the first inning, but a 3-run home run for Reynolds ties the game.
we head to the top of the second inning here at Petco Park. This is Friday, the first game back from the All-Star break. Austin Hedges taking a foul ball right in the mask. Since that foul ball, he has not felt right, guys. Now, he's passed all the exams for concussion syndrome. That's not been the issue, but anytime he tries to resume baseball activities, he just hasn't felt right. And then the Padres finally today before the ball game made the decision to put him on the 7-day concussion disabled list. Now, they consulted with the doctors in San Diego. They said, hey, first and foremost, get him out of that thin air in Colorado. Get him back to San Diego, please. So that's where he is right now. The move, Jose Valdez is up for today to help out the bullpen, but with him came Franchi Cordero, who's on the taxi squad now, which means that by tomorrow he needs to be activated. So Valdez available out of the bullpen tonight. Franchi Cordero will be activated tomorrow, guys.
All right, Scant, thanks very much. And good that Austin is back in San Diego.
I look at that foul tip, and it was gnarly. It was nasty. Did you see the way his mask went up over on the top of his head?
Oh, yeah.
But take it a step further. Did you see where that ball landed? It was like a sacrifice bunt out in front of home plate. Now, what's that tell you? It wasn't a glancing blow.
Oh, no.
It was square on flush to the grill, and that thing went directly out in front of home plate like a perfectly placed sacrifice bunt. And that tells you that you're seriously getting your bell rung on that one.
I'm amazed he stayed in the game.
Oh.
Someone fouled off down the right field line after 3 straight days of Hector Sanchez. Luis Torrens getting a start. Torrens, Lamet, and Margot to bat here in the second inning. To right field, down the line towards the corner, and that ball is going to fall foul. Not a lot of foul ground down there, but it found it. The amazing thing is he passed all the concussion tests that Major League Baseball has you take. There is a written portion of it which you do online in order to pass, and he passed all that. It was just that when he went to do baseball activity, take batting practice, do anything like that, all of a sudden became lightheaded. So they're going to check on him. Go through tests.
Rather be safe than sorry.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
And you got to feel like you're a little dizzy here anyway.
Sure.
This one fouled back to the screen. I know you are.
Well, I'm dizzy at sea level. I told you that last night. No, but we wish Austin well. He's probably watching tonight. He's a good egg.
Love Austin Hedges. Enjoyed watching him work this year and graduate to the big league level. This one is fouled back and out of play. And I think a real leader on this team.
Yes, sir. Got that right.
Luis Torrens hitting at 197 on the year. 8th pitch of the at bat coming up. He's battling Zenzatella here to start the second inning. And a grounder to first. Mark Reynolds in a perfect spot, and he'll win the foot race to the bag for out number 1.
Padre fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go, presented by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Download the app and take Padres baseball wherever you go.
1 out in the second. Padres pitcher Dinelson Lamet coming up. Looking for his first major league hit. 0 for 11 in that category. Fouls it off the home plate umpire. That one got Ron Copa. That was pretty flush.
Yeah.
And then for strike 2. Zenzatella throwing 28 first inning pitches. The 7 Padres in the first gave up 3 runs. Swing and a miss, and Lamet strikes out. First strikeout for Zenzatella. 2 down.
MLB.com at bat is your #1 mobile app for live Padres baseball. Did you know that?
I did.
Stay connected with a fully customizable experience.
What's that?
Yeah, customizable. Yeah. Get Padres home screen icons, app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts. StatCast news and more. Download MLB.com at bat today.
Manuel Margot to center field. Charlie Blackmon and going back and making the catch. Blackmon went into a sprint, gets back there. 1-2-3 inning for Zenzatella, tied at 3. And the bottom third of the Rockies order coming up. ALEXI, AMARISTA, Tony Wolters, and Antonio Zenzatella scheduled to bat in the inning. Nelson Lamet, birthday boy tonight, 25th birthday, and he is through the first inning, throwing 22 pitches in the first. Gave up the 3-run home run to Mark Reynolds as he walked a couple, and both turned into runs pretty quickly. So AMARISTA has been a valuable utility player for Bud Black here on this Rockies team, playing the outfield and the infield, and tonight getting his first start at third base. 250 average for AMARISTA. Center fielder Margot over towards the left center. Good size gap out in right center, and they are on the shallow side in the outfield all the way around.
You know, Don, people asking, because remember the big story years ago, the humidor here in Colorado.
Yeah.
They still keep the balls there, under controlled environment. Have you ever been in the humidor?
I have.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember the first year they did it. I want to say it was around 07.
Yeah.
Because I was here doing the playoffs, and I remember they took us down there to the humidor, and I felt like it was making a difference. And I don't know how much difference it's making now. Do you? I mean, I know that they raised the wall out there in right field where the bullpens are now, and they thought that was going to help, and that did help last year. And number of home runs out in that direction. You got to do something.
Yeah, I think the offense has gone down a little bit.
Okay.
Since the adjustments they made here at the ball yard.
Payoff pitch. And a foul back to the screen.
But still on the positive side as far as games getting out of hand.
Yeah.
They made that little adjustment there down the left field line.
Oh, yeah.
That used to be flush right there with that yellow line there.
Still got a lot of doubles, even if it's not a home run.
Yeah.
Or maybe more with the size of this ballpark. AMARISTA strikes out, gets the bad news from Ron Culpa. 3 strikeouts in a row now for Dinelson Lamet. Yeah, got one here.
Yeah, that's a hang with him. And you know what? I remember when AMARISTA was with the Padres, there was a lot of called high strikes against him.
That's weird.
It is very weird.
Smaller strike zone,
Right.
smaller guy.
Well, that could help Lamet. You know, you get that feel. I think it goes back to last half inning when he struck out Trevor Story on that nice slider. Hey, you get that feel. Even though that pitch was up in the zone, he got a call. That does wonders for your confidence as well. There's a first pitch slider.
Tony Wolters batting for the first time in this game, 258. Homers, 14 runs batted in for Tony Wolters. Wolters turning 25 himself in June. Lead off waivers from the Indians, and a fly ball headed out towards left field. But Margot was over so far, he's alongside PARRA, who makes the catch out there for the second out of the second inning.
Now that's backing up your teammate.
Wow. He was over there anyway defensively.
You got to love it.
Wow. The San Diego native, Tony Wolters, flying out, 2 down. Brings up Antonio Zenzatella. That could really use a 1-2-3 inning here to minimize the pitch count after a long first inning.
I hope so, because first pitch category 3 out of 9 now through the first time through the lineup. It's not good.
So important for him to get ahead. Well, it's important for any pitcher, but it seems especially for Lamet.
No. Getting ahead, it's overrated.
Overrated.
I love pitching 2-0, 3-1.
So much better.
Oh, it's so much fun. You keep your teammates in that, you know. You keep them busy out there in defense. Early outs are boring.
Yeah, because then if you get down and 0, down and 0, if you get down 2-0, you can come back and announce your presence with authority.
Yeah.
With a fastball. Right down the middle.
Yeah. Let's go, meat.
Foul back off to the right, out of play.
And the Buccos over the Brewers right now in the 7th from the Steel City, 4-3. Arizona, how about they acquired JD Martinez, right?
Yeah, that helps them out in the outfield.
Yeah, they're up 8-2 in Cincinnati. Stay tuned for more on that.
The scores with Mark Grant. Swing and a miss, and Lamet does have a 1-2-3 second inning. Through 2, tied 3-3. Myers sends one out towards left center field. That's going to get down. It's going to roll towards the track of the wall. Myers is headed for second base. He is thinking 3. He could get the cycle. He will get the cycle. Standing at third base. The second cycle in the history of the San Diego Padres. History made here early on in the season for the Padres and Will Myers.
That was fun to watch.
It was. Toughest part of the cycle is getting the triple.
We've seen that twice with the triple. And this is just the ballpark.
Perfect place.
A lot of territory. Talked about the acreage here at Coors Field. You know how many acres are here? 2.66. Largest fair ball territory in the majors. So to quantify that, you know what Petco is?
Ooh, quantify.
Yeah.
This ground ball to second base off the bat of us wide. And he is out number 1 of the 3rd inning. Well, there are cycles here. Coors Field history. This is the place to do it, as you said. And the guys have a Pablo Sandoval mixed in there for the Giants.
That one jumped out at me too.
That camp, of course, the first Padres cycle in franchise history.
Let's see. Former Padre. Mabry, Hairston, Kemp.
5 in a row retired by Senzatella. As he has 1 out here. You're just telling me to quantify something and then you stopped because the play happened. Using big words and using them in sentences correctly.
We mentioned Coors Field has the largest fair ball territory with 2.66 acres.
Yeah.
You know where Petco stands in that?
No.
Just take a wild guess.
I have no idea.
2.44.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what does your quick math tell you? What's the difference between Coors Field? Oh boy.
Oh, hold on.
You look like you're in pain.
44, 54, 64. That's 22 acres more here at Coors Field, right? Yeah.
Okay.
66 from 44 is 22, right?
Okay. Yep. Sure.
And the average Major League Baseball stadium is 2.44.
Popped up. They're coming from everywhere. But down for first comes Mark Reynolds, calling everybody off. And he'll make the catch. 2 down.
Do that quick math.
I don't want you to hurt yourself. So 2 down here in the 3rd. 6 in a row now retired by Senzatella. And will bring up Jose Parrella. Doubled in the 1st inning to drive in a run. Big cut there, swinging for the fences. Evens a count of 1-1. Parrella bats now. Spangenberg waits on deck. There are 2 outs here in the 3rd. And Senzatella has pitched better here. He's kind of settled in after a tough start to this outing, and he jumps ahead 1-2.
Ball looked like it was off the plate a little bit. May have gotten a call. It's okay. It just takes 1.
Walk and a strikeout so far for Senzatella. Up over 50 pitches. This is 52. It's in the dirt for ball 3, full count.
I've noticed this game in the 2 at-bats that Parrella's been up there, he's done a good job recognizing that slider down out of the zone and taking it. Remember the first hit he had this evening, the double was a 3-2 fastball in.
On the ground right side, LeMahieu to his left. Throws out PARRA, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Senzatella. Tied 3-3 from Colorado. Break brought to you by T-Mobile. And J.D. Martinez on the move from the Tigers with 3 minor leaguers to the Arizona Diamondbacks to shore up their outfield. Clayton Kershaw 7-0, the 2.01 ERA in his last 7 starts. Looking to extend the 9-game winning streak right now for the Dodgers. And bad news for Carlos Correa, placed on the 10-day DL. Could be out as much as 2 months with a torn ligament in his thumb.
What? I'm sorry, Dan. Will the Dodgers ever lose? And then secondly, what a blow for the Astros. 22-year-old, he's having an MVP type year. Hitting 320, 18 home runs. I'm sorry, 20 home runs, 18 doubles. And then, you know, the moving parts. Marwin Gonzalez and Alex Bregman, they can play shortstop in his place. They recalled third baseman Colin Moran from AAA Fresno, the Astros did.
Charlie Blackmon leading it off. Fouling it back to the screen. Walked and scored in the first inning. Well, J.D. Martinez, you take a look at the upgrade that he'll provide in left field. You think of Yasmani Tomas and others played left field for the Diamondbacks to this point. They were hitting at 234 as a group. He hits at 305. Look at the on-base percentage, virtually everything an upgrade for the Diamondbacks now in left field. So that's a pretty good move for them right now.
No question. Now the next move is, will the Diamondbacks trade for bullpen help? They've shored up left field with those numbers for J.D. Martinez. So what do you think the GM over there is going to do, Don Tangelo?
In there for strike 3 to Blackmon. That's 5 strikeouts for Lamet. He's doing a nice job right now as he has retired 6 in a row.
Hey, good pitch against a good hitter. Well, you don't see that too often. Charlie Blackmon taking a called third strike.
No strikeouts per 9 innings. Chris Sale on top of that list. Minimum of 8 starts to even get you there. But Nelson Lamet on a pretty good list. Has 5 strikeouts to this point tonight. 1 down in the 3rd. DJ LeMahieu, that one off the end of the bat over by the Rockies dugout. You know, I would think Mike Hazen would be looking for another reliever, but I think everybody is. I think there's a lot of people out there, and that's, I wonder what happens with Brad Hand.
And it's not that the Diamondbacks bullpen is terrible. They're 3rd in the National League in the relief corps, but still, you know, like you said, always looking, if they can improve that, hey, have at it.
1-2 here to LeMahieu with PARRA waiting on deck. Rockies batting in the home half of the 3rd inning. A lot of pitches for Lamet. Next pitch will be his 47th through 2 1/3 innings. On the ground, right side. Was Wahe. 2 down. Gerardo PARRA walked and scored in the first inning, makes his way to the plate. Hitting third tonight with Nolan Arenado on the bench tonight to begin the game. Hit a home run here last night, his 8th of the year.
So far this inning, 9 pitches, 7 strikes for Lamet. You talk about making an adjustment. Don, you look after that home run from Reynolds. He's settled in there. He's retired 7 in a row.
In the dirt, 2-0. Apart, another guy who was on the DL for the Rockies for a while. Strained right quad. Just coming back. Hitting at .464 since July the 7th.
Yeah, he was hot before he got hurt too. Usually it takes a while for a guy to get back, not for this guy.
50th pitch for Lamet, and it's upstairs for ball 3. On deck, Mark Reynolds, but there are 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Ball 4, and he walks him on 4 pitches. That is the 3rd walk allowed by Lamet, and his first since the first inning. Well, the home run by Reynolds in the first inning. After there were 2 walks, he hits this 3-run home run out to the woods in center field.
First pitch hacking right down the middle. You're not going to get away with too many pitches like that to a hitter like Mark Reynolds or any big league hitter.
This is his 20th home run of the year. He's riding a 3-game hitting streak and 6 for 10 during the streak, and that includes a home run and 5 runs batted in. Check swing, didn't mean to do it, but makes contact with the bat and evens the count at 1-1.
Oh, hitters hate that. The check swing hits the bat rather than 2-0, 1-1.
Pitchers must love it.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, because it's a bad pitch. It's a ball, right?
Big cut there. 1-2.
That's the slider we know and love. Throw him another one.
Reynolds with 20 home runs on the year. Last time he had 20 or more was 2014 when he had 22. So it's been a couple years, and looks like he's going to blow past that. Two-two pitch, and it's to left field. Parrella coming in to make the catch, Bill of the cap high, and to end the 3rd inning. We're headed for the 4th, tied 3-3. Baseball, brought to you by Honda. Great deals are waiting for you now at your local Honda dealer. By Sequan Casino, play, win together in the heart of San Diego. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup. Shop at ChooseNissan.com. We welcome you back to Denver, Colorado, and Coors Field. Into the fourth inning we go, and Cory Spangenberg is going to lead it off. Jabari Blash and Eric Ibar to face Antonio Senzatella. A 3-3 ball game, and a grounder to first, knocked down by Reynolds. Stays with it, tags the bag, one down. Let's send it down to Bob Scanlon. Bob.
Thanks, Don. Mark Grant did a great job of explaining one of the adjustments that Jabari Blash has made this season. But here's another one that he's made. And again, it's down in the lower half of his body. Watch that back leg. You see how it's angled like that? That allows him to keep his weight on the inside part of his foot, on the ball of his foot. Now, earlier in the season and last year, he had that back leg planted straight up. So when he loaded, he would have to go backwards, then forwards. He would lose a lot of time. Now that he's got it at an angle, watch, he loads. It's small, but he doesn't lose the weight past that back foot, I should say, and it keeps everything going forward. He's much more efficient this way, guys, much more quicker to the ball.
That makes sense. Nice job there, Bob. And you know what made sense was the back foot being more straight, and that makes sense. That adjustment that Alan Zinter and Jabari have been working on. And you see the results. And I like to see Bob, I mean, any hitter, and Don and I were talking about this, crushing the mistakes. I mean, those are the pitches that any hitter should crush, right?
No question.
It's the middle in, it's the down in like you did. And, you know, when you refine your mechanics like that, it becomes second nature. And then you see those mistakes, you absolutely crush them. And we've seen that.
No doubt about it. And it's all about what you mentioned earlier in terms of his ability to get to the ball more quickly. There's less wasted energy by keeping that weight balanced on the inside part of his feet. And Mark, as you know, yeah, this is last night. Now watch, see, he still has the load, but he still keeps it balanced inside, and it allows him to get to that ball so quickly. And when you know that you can get to the ball quickly, you don't have to cheat, so you still get to the fastball, and you're not out in front of the breaking ball as much.
Again, let me ask you this, as he's going to take a walk and head down to first base. This is a different approach than the one that they had taken during spring training. To me, it sounded like during spring training, it was all about making the swing shorter rather than long swing that he had in the past. This seems a little different than what they were trying to do during the spring.
Well, they sort of work hand in hand, on, and what happens is when you feel like you're trying to generate power and you're slow, you're trying to speed things up, you start doing it with your swing, and you get long, and you think, I'm going to get to the ball quicker, and your hands start getting longer. By him making this adjustment, it's allowing him to get to the ball more quickly with his body, so he doesn't have to generate that extra energy with his arms, and he's able to trust his hands more. They sort of go hand in hand.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, it's working, whatever.
Yep.
And at this point, too, it seems like he has been a lot more selective as well, walking more.
Yeah, and I want to see, with this adjustment in the mechanics of the swing, I want to see that slider down and away for a strike that he can rifle the other way. I want to see him staying back on the changeup with his hands to where he can pull that baseball and do some damage, right? Not just the fastball down the middle, the mistake.
Softly grounded, LeMahieu took a look at second, but has the play at first. And Blash into scoring position on the ground out by Eric Ibar. So 2 down, runner at second, and Luis Torrens will be next. But first, a visit by Tony Wolters out to Antonio Senzatella.
Got a game break coming up, Donatangelo, from South Florida.
Little Marlins.
Fish, Fightins, Phillies, Marlins.
Intentionally walked the free pass here. The no pitch kind. Torrens down to first. That's the third walk.
Pitch kind?
That's the new pitch kind, yeah.
Yeah.
No pitch kind. Do that now. Just put up 4 fingers.
Yep.
To first you go, and they'll deal with the pitcher, Dinelson Lamet, instead.
Hey, make it hurt. A little duck snort over the first baseman's head. Crack of the bat. Runners are going. Score a run. Or draw a walk. Flip over that lineup. How you doing?
Strike call, 1-1. Spangenberg grounded out. Blash walked. Ibar grounded out. And the intentional walk. No pitch to Luis Torrens.
No pitch kind.
Yeah. Tardy on the 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
See, in a situation like this, I think you got to shorten up, choke up a little bit, just play a little game of pepper. Greater chance of doing some damage just by putting the ball in play and avoiding the strikeout.
Not close. 2-2.
You know, if I was a horrible hitter. So in this situation, you look at the defense, right? There's 2 outs. I wouldn't mind a little push bunt down the first base line. Now with 2 strikes, but early in the count. Defense is playing so far back on the right side.
Swing and a miss. Back to the fastball at 96 by him, and Padres strand a pair. 3.5 done. Tied 3-3. All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning. Carlos Gonzalez, Trevor Story, and ALEXI AMARISTA ready to face Dinelson Lamet in a 3-3 game. Second look for Gonzalez, and he's really struggled. Last 9 at bats, 5 strikeouts for him. They shift on him, and he grounds into the shift right side for the first out here at the bottom of the 4th inning. CORY Spangenberg, third baseman on the right side of the infield.
In the first inning, Trevor Story comes up with 2 outs. Let's take a look at the pitch selection by Lamet. Up, away. Fastball 97. Now, the pitch that really stuck out to me, and after this strikeout with the slider, he retired 7 in a row before walking a Rockies hitter. And you know what, Don, for a pitcher, if you're struggling, and then, oh man, I can't. It's that one pitch, maybe that 2-seamer or that slider or that curveball that can be the difference maker, to where you get it and it clicks. Ah, there it is. And what do you know? He made an adjustment, 2 strikeouts after the home run from Mark Reynolds. So that one slider has really stuck out to me up to this point.
One out in the fourth, dealing with Trevor Story, who struck out swinging in the first. He jumps ahead of him here, 0-2. 5 strikeouts for Lamet in this game through 3 1/3 innings. Next pitch would be a 60th.
Yep, and that was a slider there as well. 0-2. We talked about it earlier. When he is ahead, 0-2. 100 average.
In the air, foul off to the right. We'll do it again, 1-2. A good crowd on hand here tonight. Had better than 37,000 here last night. Looks to be in that same range again tonight. It's what they've been averaging here in Colorado. Just over 37. Rockies are 5th in the National League in attendance. 1-2. Swung on and missed, and Story strikes out 6 Ks for Lamet.
First time he faced Story, we just talked about it, the strikeout on the slider. This time he goes with the fastball up out of the zone for the strikeout. Same old Story, same old song and dance.
I see what you did there. Trevor Story strikes out, 2 down here in the 4th inning.
Go a little Aerosmith here in the Mile High City.
ALEXI AMARISTA struck out looking in the 2nd inning. I don't always get your references, but sometimes I do.
Oh, Aerosmith, Boston, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Steven Tyler.
Yeah. I'm sure you've met him.
In the air to right field. On the move is Blash. That is going to get down and one hop the wall. Amarista headed for second base, and he'll get there with a 2-out double. The second hit allowed by Lamet on the night. It's a double for Amarista.
Other than that, Lamet has done a nice job of keeping the bottom of the lineup for the Rockies quiet. 5 through 9, 0 for up to this point here with the double. There are 2 outs. Catcher Wolters coming up. Let's see if he can leave him stranded there at second base. It's the first hit by either team since the first inning.
Wolters flied out to left field in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. Done a nice job with runners in scoring position since June the 12th. That's really when their good record started, and they've held opponents to just a 207 average in this spot. Only the Dodgers better at it, 206.
You know, that tells me also the relievers coming in, inheriting runners in crunch time, runners in scoring position. A job well done by my guys down in that bullpen. Oh yeah, I'll say it. Don't give me that look either.
Well, down to first base goes Tony Wolters. Why are they just your guy?
Because
I like them too.
I love my relievers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't show as much love as I do.
That's not true. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Intentional walk of Tony Wolters and Antonio Sensatella now. The pitcher, strikeout victim back in the 2nd, 0 for 1. Grounded foul, not hit hard. Six strikeouts for Lamet through 3 2/3 innings. Intentional walk of Wolters, the 4th free pass allowed by Lamet. First of the intentional variety. Now back 0-2. 96 on the gas there from Lamet.
You know how quickly games can turn on the dime right here. Tell you what, Lamet, talking about making an adjustment. He's done just that after that home run from Mark Reynolds.
Swing and a miss gets him to strike out 7, strikeouts for Lamet. 2 left on by the Rockies, tied 3-3. As we get ready for the top half of the 5th inning. Beautiful night tonight in Denver on a warm day in the Rockies. It's cooled off a little bit since the sun is now setting. Lights are on. And Aaron Judge really struggling since the All-Star break and what was a terrific first half for him. Just 1 for his last 21 with 7 strikeouts. Coming in with an average of .311 tonight against the Minnesota Twins. 1 for 2. The Yankees at the same time have also kind of fallen on some hard times. The Yankees losing their last 2 and down tonight 3-1 in Minnesota. But for Judge, what a terrific All-Star break he had. Of course, winning the home run derby and all the great things that happened in the first half, but a slow start to the second half. And you wonder about the home run derby. There have been a lot of conversations about that, how it changes players' swings and they come into the second half and things change for them. Is there a home run derby jinx, if you will?
What does history tell us? Over the course of the home run derby, it would be interesting to see participants and their next 20 games after the All-Star break.
The guys that go deep into it.
Yes. Todd Frazier struggled the year after he won. Jock Peterson, I remember, struggled. He didn't win, but he... Didn't Bryce Harper win it one year?
I don't remember.
I think he did.
Remember Adrian Gonzalez had struggled after his.
Yes.
Manuel Margot leading it off for the Padres here in the 5th inning. 70th pitch for Senzatella, and it's in the dirt. You think about it, though. I mean, you're going up there and you're kind of changing your swing as to what you're doing during the regular season.
And it is called home run derby, so that's the main objective. So regular batting, hey, same stuff during regular batting practice, but you're working on hitting the ball the other way, hitting the ball on the line, hitting the ball on the ground,
gaps,
hit and run, right. I mean, there is just one thing in mind when it comes to home run derby.
Launch
angle.
Team scoring 3 runs in the first. Neither team has scored since. Tied up 3-3. And Margot sends this to right field. Back goes Gonzalez to make the catch. Shy of the warning track in right. So 1 down here in the 5th inning. Closed captioning for tonight's game is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Carlos Zwahe, 1 for 2. A double in the first, grounded out to second in the third. '75th pitch coming up here for Zenzatello with 1 out in the 5th. Just off the outside edge. Rookie battle tonight. Starters. Zenzatello had action last year.
See in the background there in the Colorado Rocky bullpen. Guys getting loose, doing some exercises, getting the wings loose.
Limbering up, I would call that.
Yeah, it's a different life down there than in the dugout. Wow. Catches the corner at 95. All right.
Foul back to the screen.
Once again, protecting that part of the strike zone after the called strike.
For Zenzatello, 7 ground ball outs in this game, 2 strikeouts. Only 2 flyouts, both by Margot. Primarily stuff's been on the ground. On the ground again as Azwahe grounds out to second.
Friday on Padres POV, presented by Nissan, we fly high with Will Myers in an F-18 simulator up at Miramar. How cool would that be? Tune in Friday after Padres Live.
That would be awesome if you could get into one.
A simulator.
I don't think they'd let you do that either, right?
No, I've been in a simulator for a
777. Okay. Driven towards the deep left center field. Back goes Parra at the wall. It is gone. A home run for Will Myers. His 17th home run of the year gives the Padres a 4-3 lead. Well, frustrated night last night for Myers. The 4 strikeouts. But back to doing what he does best here at Coors Field. A home run for Will Myers.
That one got out of here like a 777. Oh, middle in, first pitch. No doubter. And Will the Thrill breaks the 3-3 tie. He hit him with the hind. Hit him with the hind on that one. That's getting it done right there. Yo. It's all good.
Well, Pirela 1 for 2. He doubled in the first inning and drove in a run. His 16th RBI for Jose Pirela.
Yeah, that's a big home run. Tied, middle of the ball game, right? You know what Will does so well, and I know you're going to agree with me here, Don, but you greet him at the ballpark each and every day. He's the same.
Ground ball right side. LeMahieu to his left. Pirela retired, but a home run from Will Myers. His 17th home run of the year. It's given the Padres a 4-3 lead halfway through this one in Colorado. Sure is. Here's a drive to center field off the bat of Blackmon. Back goes Margot. Can't make the catch, and he bangs up against the wall. So Blackmon's going to run a while. He's headed for third base, and he will get there with a slide. Margot gets back there, and I think he may have got some glove on it. But Blackmon ends up at third base to begin this bottom of the fifth inning.
I really thought Manuel was going to make a spectacular play here. Let's go back to the pitch. Down and away, he gets to it. Warning track, he leaps. He does draw leather. What a great effort. Going straight back over his head. Maybe anticipated the wall. He definitely drew leather, though.
Blackmon at third base now. And DJ LeMahieu in a game the Padres just took a 4-3 lead in. LeMahieu 0 for 2 in the ball game.
You know, I've always felt in a situation like this, it's very important to get an out. Okay, leadoff triple. Okay, you have to assume he's going to score. There's nobody out in a ballpark like this. Your infield is playing back for a reason. There's still a lot of baseball left. Concentrate on making a good pitch. Either the strikeout, the pop-up, the ground ball, whatever. If they score the run, they score the run. Just get an out.
Something that doesn't involve contact would be even better.
Yeah, right. Until 2 strikes. Oh, you get 2 strikes on a dude? Yeah, try to wipe him out. But don't try to be too fine. Then you walk a guy, and then a hit. And then a big inning is starting.
75th pitch coming up. Blackmon's triple starts this bottom of the fifth inning. LeMahieu to right field, right towards Blash, who will make the catch. No! Jabari's going to drop it in right field, and the run scores that ties the game. Liner right at Blash in right field, and he drops the baseball in right.
Ah, that hurts. They were positioned perfectly. Jabari was over towards the line, exactly where he's supposed to be, right in the breadbasket, and that's just a good old-fashioned boot.
Goes as a sac fly, RBI, E9. Mayhew at first base, nobody out, game tied 4-4. Infield at double play depth with Parra. Walking twice in the game in the first and third. Padres had just taken a 4-3 lead on the home run by Myers. Rockies have tied it back up again. Now looking to take a lead here as they bat in the bottom of the fifth inning. On the ground and through into right field, a base hit. Mayhew stops at second base. Gerardo Parra on for the third time of the game. It's time now for the Arco top tier player profile, and we take a look at Gerardo Parra. Last 15 games for him, a .529 batting average, .824 slugging percentage, 27 hits for him in the last 15 games, 19 RBIs, and keeps it rolling tonight. 2 walks and a single in the ball game tonight. And Rockies have runners at first and second, and here comes Andy Green. Nelson Lamet having a tough fifth inning here. Not getting much help from his defense behind him in this inning. He's going to take the baseball. So a pitching change here in Colorado in the fifth inning with 2 on, nobody out, in a tie game. Phil Maton coming in, tied up 4-4. Nissan. Rockies have scored to tie the game 4-4, chasing Dinelson Lamet from the game. Art's responsible for the runners at first and second, and again not getting much help defensively behind him. Phil Maton into the game now for San Diego. This pitching change is brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
Has not allowed a run in 13 of his 16 appearances this season. He's limiting opponents to a .220 average. And there's a punch out in there, 16 of them, only 2 walks.
Mayhew at second, Parra at first, a run in, nobody out. And Mark Reynolds the batter. Strike one. Three-run home run for Reynolds in the first inning. Lined out sharply to left in the third inning. All that was against Lamet. Run for Reynolds in the first was his 20th of the year. Maton falling behind here, 2-1. He's not allowed to run in 13 of 16 appearances this year. Phil Maton inherits 2 runners, and trying to hold up was Reynolds, could not, goes around. Opponent's hitting at just .220 against him. Right-hander's only at 188. Here's Reynolds on the right side, 2-2. Swung on and missed, and Maton gets a big strikeout there of Mark Reynolds for the first out here of the 5th inning.
Well, we talk about the high fastball, the elevated fastball. It's guys you can pop it out of the yard, and this is exactly what Maton does here. That's up in the zone for the punchy.
Two on, 1 away, and Carlos Gonzalez coming up. Foul back to the screen. Talk about guys who are on top of the plate. You see Justin Turner do it from the right side, but Carlos Gonzalez a fair distance from the plate from the left side.
It means he's diving. I've always thought that. Guys that are on the plate like to turn and burn, like Justin Turner. Guys like Gonzalez are off the plate. To me, that tells me they're diving and trying to get to that outside part of the plate to do some damage. Ooh, a little cutter right there, 93. See the late movement there on that one?
Yeah, took off.
Yeah. Phil Maton looks like he should be pitching in Pony League, Summer League somewhere. Look how young he looks. He's got a good arm.
Did he go? They'll check. No, he did not, says Jerry Mills, third base umpire, crew chief.
Okay,
well, let's see. Here we go.
I love the side A. Oh, this is even better. No, I'll give him that. He checked it. I'll give him that one.
Very rare call on your behalf. Fouled off the catcher, Luis Torrens. 2-2. Trying to figure out what they're going to do here with Carlos Gonzalez with 2 strikes on him. Outfield about straight away on Gonzalez.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap this way, but you're right, pretty much straight up.
Just a gap out there in general is a big outfield.
Yes, you're right.
Gap everywhere.
You make a good point.
2-2. in the air towards that gap in right center field. Back towards the wall, and that's going to go off the bottom of the wall. LeMahieu will score from second. Parra is going to try and score from first. He will. 2 runs in, and the Rockies take a 6-4 lead. It's a 2-run double for Carlos Gonzalez.
Two pitch. Here it is. Oh, in off the plate. And for a guy who likes to dive, cover the outside part of the plate. Watch him get the hands in. Oh, he actually got extended. He went out and got it. That was a good side angle there. Getting to that baseball quickly on the inner half and splitting that gap, beating the shift that they're playing him in the outfield to go the other way.
So Gonzalez at second base after driving in 2. It's been a 3-run bottom of the 5th so far for the Rockies. And here's Trevor Story. He had no success against Dinelson Lamet, striking out twice. Once in the 1st, once in the 4th, and both times swinging. A lot of strikeouts for Story. Struck out at least once in 21 of the last 22 games and twice tonight. And down 0-2. An aggressive swinger.
And that's a mistake that Phil Maton got away with there.
Gonzalez with a lead off second base. 1 out, 3 runs in. Strike 3 call. Story strikes out again. 3rd time tonight. 2nd strikeout for Phil Maton since coming into the game.
That is paint at 94 right on the outside corner. You bet.
So 2 down. ALEXI AMARISTA now coming up. Struck out looking in the 2nd, doubled to right field in the 4th inning. Runs are charged to Lamet that are scored in this inning. So he is touched for 6 runs in 4 innings. To right field and a base hit for Amarista. Carlos Gonzalez is coming around. He's going to score. And the Rockies added their lead on top now 7-4. Amarista with his 2nd hit of the night drives in a run.
Well, this ball sounded like it wasn't even hit that hard, but he fought that one off. Yeah. And you know, did you notice Torrens wanted it away? It leaked in, and just a jab shot over the infielder's head on the right side to keep the inning alive. That's fighting one off right there.
8th member of the Rockies to bat here in the 5th inning is Tony Wolters. He jumps on that first pitch, fouling it back. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. That's the first run that has been charged to Maton. He allowed 2 inherited runners to score. On the ground and through into right field, a base hit. Amarista touches 2nd and stops there. Throw kind of behind him and a throw to first. And out at first base. Rounding it was Tony Wolters. So they're able to nab him at first base. A little overzealous and coming around that bag at first. 4 runs in for the Rockies in the bottom of the 5th inning. They take a 7-4 lead. summary, and Jabari Blash part of a 3-run first inning for the Padres. This hot shot to third off Amarista would score 2, and the Padres took a 3-0 lead. But a couple of walks in the bottom of the first inning, and then a 3-run home run for Mark Reynolds, his 20th of the year, ties the game 3-3. Will Myers would untie it with a home run. Solo shot had the Padres on top 4-3, but the game tied 4-4. This gapper double to right center field scores 2 for Carlos Gonzalez. And the Rockies would add another run. They take a 7-4 lead into the 6th inning. On a beautiful night in the Rockies. We started the game at 82 degrees. It has cooled off a little bit since the sun has set. New pitcher into the game here after Antonio Senzatella leaves with a lead after 5 innings. Chris Russin now in the game.
So now going with a left-hander. We've seen Chris Russin before. He has started some games this year. Now his 35th. Nice record and really good splits. He's not overpowering. He's a little sneaky out there. Kind of a funky delivery.
Corey Spangenberg leading it off here in the 6th inning. 0 for 2 in the ball game, grounding out to third and to first. So Senzatella goes 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, including the home run by Myers. Walked 3, 1 intentionally, and struck out 2. Parts with a chance to get his 10th win of the year. Came in at 9-3. Down the left field line and foul. So Spangenberg's got to come on back with a count of 1-2. Spangenberg, Blash, Ibar are anticipated here in the inning against the lefty Chris Russin. Two big innings in this game for the Rockies. The 3-run bottom of the first and the 4-run bottom of the 5th inning. And Lamet on the hook. Started the game 4+, giving up 6 runs, struck out 7, walked 4. Try to get him to chase a pitch in the dirt outside. Spangenberg does not, and it is 2-2, and he almost made contact with Wolters there on a cut.
Yeah, he was taking a practice swing, and he didn't realize that Tony Wolters went for that ball. Well, that could have been nasty.
He already went on the DL with a concussion against the Padres earlier this year.
Oh!
Nice knocked down there by Russin. His throw will be late. Great play to get a glove on it behind the back, but unable to get the speedy Spangenberg. Go reach at first base.
This is just a reaction from Russin behind the back. He actually had that in his glove. Now the race is on. A nice job by Reynolds keeping that ball in his glove, not going down the line to have Spangenberg take an extra 90 feet or more.
So base hit here for Spangenberg, starts the 6th inning. And it brings up Jabari Blash. A single in the infield to third. Walked, driven and run. Lead runner on for the Padres here in the 6th inning, dealing with a 3-run deficit. First time in this game that they have trailed at a 3-0 lead, a 4-3 lead, but now down 7-4. That's ball 2, 2-0. So a 4-inning start for Lamet before he is chased from the game. Senzatella with a 5-inning start tonight. We're to the bullpens again. We saw a lot of both teams' bullpens in last night's game. Russin, the first arm out of the pen for Bud Black, has fallen behind here 2-0. Spangenberg back to the bag. Russin claimed off waivers from the Cubs. Grabs the outside corner for strike one. It's now his third season in Colorado after spending his first 3 seasons with the Chicago Cubs. Last year made 7 starts for the Rockies. Finished the year 3-5 overall with his appearances from the pen. To short and diving his story from one knee. The throw will be late. And Jabari Blash comes up a little bit lame as he landed awkwardly there at first base. Running down the line as hard as he could and beats it out.
This is a great effort right here by Story. And then from the flip throw from his knee. And the key for a runner, hey, head down, sprinting down that line. Anytime you hit a ball like this within the reach of a diving shortstop or infield, you got to pick him up, put him down. Woo. That was close.
Jabari appears to be okay. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Good start to the 6th inning for San Diego. Spangenberg at second. Blash at first. And Eric Ibar coming up. He has lined out to first and grounded out to second. 0 for 2. Bluff off the backside. No throw from Russin. In the dirt, gets away from Wolters, heading for third is Spangenberg. He'll get there, and Blash will take second. So 2 moving into scoring position on what will probably be a wild pitch in the dirt there, glancing off Wolters.
This is why the secondary lead is so key. In the dirt, and they both are off a free 90 feet. And you are absolutely right, Don. Wild pitch there.
Now 2 in scoring position for Ibar. First base open here with a count of 1-0. Two 2-0. Infield hits for Spangenberg and Blash in this inning. Wild pitch advances them both. Ibar hits a fly ball headed out towards left center field. Parra and Blackmon. It'll be Blackmon makes the catch. Spangenberg is tagging. Throw goes to third, and the Padres will get their 5th run. It's a sac fly for Eric Ibar, and it's now 7-5 Rockies. Blash remains at second base, but now 1 out in the inning.
Good at bat by the Padres shortstop, getting something to lift to the outfield. And you know, as you take a look, he's out in front of it off the end of the bat, but deep enough. But here's the thing, you know, Charlie Blackmon, you know, he knows that run's going to score, so keep that runner at second base. You know, with 1 out, if he tries to throw home, Blash takes third. You know, he could score on a wild pitch, on a pass ball, on a sac fly, so he keeps him there at second base.
Torren swing of the first pitch, fouls it off to the right out of play.
So Charlie Blackmon, okay, he's over to get it. There's the tag. He's taking charge and immediately throws to third base because he doesn't have that howitzer out there in the outfield to throw him out at home plate. There's still plenty of baseball left here. So he'll give him the run and take the out.
Russ in charge of the run here just into the game, and Ibar with a sac fly to bring the Padres closer. Pence tonight is grounded out to first, and last time up was intentionally walked to get to the pitcher's spot. One of 3 walks allowed by Antonio Senzatella. Flash at second, 1 away. A run already in here in the Padres' 6th inning. On the ground, softly towards short, and it's going to be Story's throw that is just in time. And Torrens got down the line very well. Really kind of slow and developing on the left side of the infield, not hit hard.
That was slow motion, wasn't it?
It was.
All the way around. I mean, Torrens doesn't have blazing speed. And with the way that ball was hit, Story charging this baseball nicely. Big hop. Amarista's out of the picture. He's got to contend with the runner as well. That was, again, you see that ball hit the lip? It stayed down, too. Yeah, he got him.
So Blash at third, 2 down, and a pinch hitter here in the pitcher spot, Matt Caesar. On the ground, foul for strike 1. .204, 3 homers, 11 runs batted in. Combined numbers between the Cubs and the Padres for Matt Caesar. Coming off the bench here in the 6th inning. Action in the Rockies pen as Russin works here in the 6th inning with 2 down. Jordan Lyles, right-hander, up in the pen. Saw a lot of Bud Black's pen last night. Fouled off down the right field line, out of play. And they've had their troubles with the exception of Greg Holland, the guy finishing out games. And last night picked up his 29th save of the year.
Yeah, last night 2 1/3 innings from the Rockies bullpen. They gave up 5 hits collectively, 3 runs, even though the Rockies ended up winning that contest 9-6. What do you use, like 9 pitchers in 1 inning?
It felt like that. Caesar hits it on the ground and into left field. A base hit from third comes Blash, and it's a 1-run game now, 7-6. Rockies on top, of the Padres getting 2 back here in the 6th inning. And a pinch hit RBI single for Caesar.
Can it get any huger than that? That is a big league at bat for Matt Caesar, coming through with 2 outs. It can get huger. Sure it can. Just like that, through the hole on the left side.
Now Bud Black coming out, looks like a double switch going to be taking place here as Russin gives up 2 runs. Caesar's at first, and another pitching change. We'll see the Rockies' 3rd pitcher of the night as Russin departs. It's a 1-run game now. Rockies on top, 7-6. Since Padres baseball, brought to you by the all-new 2017 Subaru Impreza. Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru. By Petco, where the pets go. And by Evans Tire and Service Centers, home of the buy two, get two. Welcome back to Denver. Wild one again at Coors Field, 7-6. Rockies have the lead, runner at first. Takes off, Margot grounds one to shortstop. And the throw from Story is in time, so Lyles comes in on one pitch, able to end the inning, but the Padres get two back, 7-6 Rockies.
It's good for the mindset for sure, for guys to know that, to understand that a lot of times games that aren't 6, 7, 8 run games at home in San Diego, that's the way they are here, and you got to win 8-6 to win. And that's, you know, you look at the game at the end of the game yesterday, bringing in Ryan Buchter down a couple runs because you're playing in Colorado, and you recognize that you still got an opportunity to come back and win a baseball game. You can't do that as aggressively in every park you play in, or you're burning through your kind of priority relievers. But here, you got to do that to win games.
That's Andy Green initially talking about the mental toughness that his starters need to pitch here. He said, look, it's going to be different pitching here. Giving up 3 runs, not that big a deal. But then he parlayed that into how he uses his bullpen much differently here. And we saw it last night. He brought Ryan Buchter into the ball game late, down by 2. And then additionally brought in Kirby Yates after Buchter. Now, normally those are guys that you're not going to see in a game where the team is trailing. But here in Coors, everything is different. And another thing to keep in mind, guys, it's not just the innings pitched that pile up, it's the number of appearances. And he mentioned when you use your quality relievers that many times, it can certainly take a toll. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of this game, goes.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. Jose Torres becomes a third pitcher for Andy Green of the night. Pat Valaika leading it off here for the Rockies. Come off the bench last night, a .234 average, 7 homers, 22 runs batted in. Line into left center field. Valaika will round first, but a base hit starts the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, like Bob Scanlon said, and Andy Green was alluding to in that soundbite, it could change here in a New York minute. So it's how you manage that bullpen with the arms. High leverage, we talk about that phrase that managers use all the time now too, right? So in the deficit, yeah, you bet. Talk about a tight one here. Good opportunity for Torres to shut down these Rockies and keep it at a 1-run deficit.
So lead runner on, top of the order, Charlie Blackmon, the batter. Blackmon has walked and scored, struck out, tripled and scored. 13-game hitting streak for him after tripling in the 5th inning. Fouls it off, and it evens at 1-1. Inside, Blackmon fastball running in, 2-1. Vallejo with the lead at first, 2-1. Fly ball, shallow center. Margot coming in and over. Makes the catch. Breeze played with that a little bit for the first out here of the 6th inning.
That's a big out, keeping the runner at first base and getting rid of Charlie Blackmon, hitting .333 this year off of left-handers. You know, great. Even though the team lost last night, 9-6, the bullpen, you really have to tip your cap to him because it was that 5-run 5th, right? That was the difference. 5 2/3 innings by the pen, only 5 hits, 2 earned runs.
DJ LeMahieu has grounded out to third, grounded out to second, reached on an error.
5-run 3rd. Check that. 5-run 3rd last night.
Play for LeMahieu to go the other way. Center fielder Margot to right center, and wow. Jose Parrella is as far over. This is lined and caught. Ibar's going to knock it down, try to do this double play.
Can't do that
intentionally, and they're not going to let him do it. So they're going to give him the out there, leave the runner at first. They're saying Ibar did it on purpose, trying to start the double play instead of catching it on the fly.
Ibar is trying to sell it like, hey, that hurt my hand, and I couldn't hang on to it.
Chris Conroy, second base umpire, not buying. Oh, I tried to catch it.
What was he doing with his throwing hand? Watch, he catches it. He's like, and then dropping it. Yeah, you can't do that. That's against the rules.
So the out at shortstop.
Nice try, though.
Blake at first. Parra the batter. Reaches out, lifts a shallow fly ball to left. Pearl's got a long way to go. Not going to get there, and it's by him. So Ibar runs out to get it. Now Parrella grabs it. Coming around from first is Vallejo. 8-6 Rockies. Big outfield, lots of ground to cover, and Parrella cannot get there.
This is one of those after a second look to where you have to let that one bounce in front of you, keep it in front of you, and not allowing that run to score. Runner on first, 2 outs, crack of the bat, you're running, right? That's the difference. That ball checking up away from Parrella, enabling that run to come around and score. That's when you got to play back. Because that one bounced way in front of him. There's no way he's going to make that play.
So Parra a double, an RBI, 8-6 Rockies. Mark Reynolds a batter. And that'll get away. Heading for third base will be Parra. And he'll get there without a problem. Went all the way back to the backstop.
How many ballparks with a runner on first base, and granted there's 2 outs, with a little looper to shallow left field scores?
Not many. Wild pitch charge to Torres that gets Parra to third. So now another runner 90 feet away with 2 outs in the inning, and you got dangerous Mark Reynolds at the plate. 2-0. 3-run home run in the first inning, his 20th home run of the year. It was off to Nelson Lamet, the starter tonight for the Padres. Strike called, and Reynolds didn't like that at all. Three and one. Good hitters count here for Mark Reynolds. Short lead off third for Parra. Ball 4, and he walks Reynolds. So down to first goes Reynolds. Carlos Gonzalez coming up here now for the Rockies. More here tonight than were here last night. It's a little over 37,000 last night. Tonight it is 40,101 on hand. 40,101 for game 2 of this 3-game series between the Padres and Rockies. Will play day baseball tomorrow. Gonzalez struck out in the first, grounded out in the 4th inning before the 2-run double into right center field in the 5th. Came with the game tied 4-4 at the time. Swing and a miss. Good hard fastball at 95 miles away. Miles an hour.
Was that?
It was 95 miles an hour, and it was running away.
Oh, okay.
I combined the two.
I got you.
So 2 down, runners at first and third. And a liner into right field. From third comes Parra, and it's now 9-6 Rockies. Some 2-out RBIs here for Colorado. Third RBI of the night for Carlos Gonzalez.
And second time in a row after the strikeout and the ground out that he's hit the ball well. The 2 RBI double in the 5th, and now here with the single over the plate. Too fat of a pitch. And the Rockies add on.
First and second, 2 down, 2 runs in. And Trevor Story, the batter. 0 for 3. And he has struck out 3 times. Swinging to that first pitch and fouling it off over by the Rockies dugout. Swings early, swings a lot.
Trouble with the slider as well. The well-placed slider for Trevor Story. Like that.
Pitcher's spot is due next, and Ian Desmond has come out on deck. He's in the starting lineup last night. Action in the pen right now for the Rockies. They have a right-hander up. Scott Oberg. Swing and a miss, and Torres able to strike out Story. That's the 4th time Story has struck out. Colorado adds 2 runs in the 6th inning. It's on to the 7th now. 9-6 Rockies.
invented by a group of kids living at the beach who needed something to do on a hot summer day.
It's lively, it's exciting. You can be both a sports advocate or just a person who enjoys, you know, a cold frosty beverage on the sand.
For the San Diego natives, OTL. That's right, Over the Line. Tonight on Inside San Diego Sports, we take you behind the scenes of the 64th Annual Over the Line World Championship at Fiesta Island. Boy, Mike Pomerantz does such a great job on that show. Tune in to this San Diego tradition tonight after Padres Live.
Carlos Azuaje. 1 for 3 in the ball game. More work to do here for the Padres, trailing by 3 runs.
So in last night's game and tonight's game, Rockies bullpen, 3 1/3, 8 hits, 5 earned runs. Hey, this is the striking time for these fighting Friars.
Already got 2 runs off him in the 6th inning after the first 2 reached. Tough way to live if you're the Rockies. You score a lot of runs, but you give up a lot of runs.
Yep.
Always can kind of plan on a 9-7, 9-6 high scoring game. And a fly ball here out towards right center field. Blackmon going back at the track, at the wall, and that ball is gone. A home run. Carlos Azuaje with his 2nd hit of the night. Home run here, solo shot to right center field. First career Major League home run for Carlos Azuaje.
Well, he was in the hole, 1 and 2. Putting together a good at-bat, protecting. And as we take a look at this pitch, oh, it's a hanging breaky ball, off speed. Some type of off speed, speeds up his bat into the bird sanctuary. Congratulations to Carlos. Prince Carlos. The ball player formerly known as Carlos, because he looks like Prince.
0-1 to Myers. In the air, foul down the left field line. Was out ahead of that. Oh, well, Myers with a home run earlier. Solo shot in the 5th inning. 17th home run of the year for Myers. Tail of the tape on the home run that was just hit here by Azuaje. 420 feet. Azuaje's first Major League home run here tonight in Colorado. Makes it 9-7 Rockies.
That's what it sounds like when doves cry.
Padres have action in their pen as this inning continues here as they bat. Pitch in the dirt. And a full count now to Myers. There's Ryan Buchter. Worked in last night's game and warming up again. And as Andy Green said earlier, Bob Scanlon, that is the way that's going to work here. You're going to be using guys you would usually use with a lead late in the game.
Your high leverage guys.
Using him here in a deficit. Trying to keep it right where it is. You always got a chance here to come back. Rounder foul outside of first. So payoff pitch coming up to Myers. And Jose Pirela waiting on deck. in the dirt, and that's ball 4. So down to first base goes Myers. So a home run and a walk starts the 7th inning. Black, good long look here at his scorecard, and we got Jose Parrella coming up next. His catcher Tony Wolters ran out there to talk to Lyles.
Buddy Black thinking about how do I get 9 outs and preserve this 2-run lead as he looks at that scorecard. We saw a lot of traffic last night in that 8th inning. 4 pitchers last night in the 8th for the Rockies.
Strike 1 to Parrella, 96 from Jordan Lyles. Little number that goes foul. Wolters jumping out there aggressively in case it stayed fair. Throw to first, and diving back head first is Myers.
Longer game.
Time call. Taking a long time was Lyles staring in. Bullpens are busy now as Buchter is up for the Padres. Rockies have Lyle in the game right now, and he has got Scott Oberg over his shoulder, warming again. Oberg had been up earlier, back up again.
He's throwing a no-hitter down there.
0-2 in the dirt. Parrella did not go. According to Ben May, first base umpire, 1-2. Home run started this inning for Zwahe, and the walk by Myers. Now a pop-up back of first, foul ground for Mark Reynolds. It's out number 1 of the inning. Bringing up Corey Spangenberg as Parrella's retired. Spangenberg has grounded out to third, grounded out to first, and had an infield hit his last time up. 1 for 3 on the night for the Padres third baseman. Sensatella, the starter, gave up 4 runs in his 5 innings. Russin in 2/3 of an inning charged with 2 runs. And Jordan Lyles so far charged with a run, the home run by Zwahe. Ball and a strike to Spangenberg, who's been hot since the All-Star break.
Got that right.
Hitting at .357 since the break. 5 for 14. Double, triple, home run, 3 RBIs.
They were playing him to swing over towards that left field line. There is a gap in right center field.
Relatively close. Myers back to the bag.
Diving towards the outfield part of the bag, just gets his fingers on the pillow.
Another try, and back safely is Myers. Now 1-1 to Cory Spangenberg. Runner goes. Here's a ground ball towards second base, and knocking it down is LeMahieu, but reaching at first will be Spangenberg. He was going to try a double play right there and try to start it without catching the ball. So everybody is safe. It's first and second with one out. An error there for LeMahieu.
Runner is going. Does he? No, he let the ball go in front of him. Will Myers did. That's just a good old-fashioned boot on the part of LeMahieu, and this could be the workings of a big inning for San Diego. That's a Gold Glover out there at second base.
He was looking up like he was looking towards second base in Trevor Story. That's where he was going to go with it. Still had a chance to get Myers there, and then obviously Spangenberg at first. But instead of the double play, the miscue, and runners at first and second with one out. And here's Jabari Blash.
Got to make that hurt, right?
Blash has been aboard 3 times in this game, 2 hits and a walk. So already a good night for Blash. th pitch of the inning for Lyles. Myers at second, Spangenberg at first, 1 down, a run already in, and time called. Wolters going back out there again to talk to Lyles.
Just making sure they're on the same page with that runner on second base. I would think you don't want to get crossed up.
Myers at second, Spangenberg at first. Jabari Blash ahead in the count, 1-0. Inside out swing and a little bloop. Fouled off in behind the Rockies dugout. Jammed him there in on the hands. Lyles came in, and the first pitch he threw in the 6th inning was able to induce a ground ball from Margot. That was quick and easy, but now a lot of pitches here in his next inning of relief in the top of the 7th. One to Blash. Rounded foul outside of third. So Jabari now down 1-2. For his first 16 since returning from El Paso. Got a gap out there in left center field right now.
Trying to pound him in.
And a grounder to third base. A bobble there for Velazquez. Throw to second is going to be not in time. And everybody's going to be safe here for the Padres. So Velazquez took over at third base with a bobble down there. And his throw to second is late. Spangenberg gets in safely at second. And everybody's safe here in the infield.
It's just amazing how the Colorado Rockies expose themselves when they don't have Nolan Arenado at third base. Remember the play earlier, Amarista with the dive to the left on the line drive? Probably a makeable out. This play right here, bet you a dime to donuts that a kid named Arenado makes that play.
E5. So bases now loaded. Second error of this inning for the Rockies. Not been pretty. Eric Ibar now with a chance to do some damage. And a ground ball to first base. Reynolds will try to start it to second for one. Back to first. It is in time. Double play. 3-6-1 with the pitcher Lyles covering. Ibar grounds into it. But a home run earlier in the inning. First major league home run for Carlos Azuaje. 9-7 Rockies. For the Padres, we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch brought to you by your San Diego Hyundai dealers. It is now 9-7. The Rockies on top. Big crowd here, better than 40,000. 40,101. And Desmond gonna pinch it here to lead it off. Pitcher's spot for the Rockies. And a swing and a miss for strike one. Torres back out there for the Padres. Desmond started last night's game. Coming off the bench to pitch it tonight into his 60th game of the year. Popped up, foul ground. Torrens going as far as he can, but it's on the roof for the Rockies dugout. Official score changed the call that he made last inning, originally giving Jabari Blash the fielder's choice situation there, and an error was charged to the third baseman, Baleka, but he has changed that to an infield hit now for Jabari Blash.
Hey, I'm all for Jabari Blash getting a hit there, but how do you rule that a hit? It was a routine grounder. Hey, like I said, I'm glad he gets credit for a knock.
Foul down the right field line, out of play.
And I'm sure you are too. Why don't you tell everybody why?
Well, I got Jabari Blash tonight to pick the stick, and I thought he was going to beat it out anyway, to be honest with you. So
beat it out. He went to second base on the throw, didn't he?
Yeah.
I like the sniff of confidence right there that you just gave me.
That was an excellent call. Official score, and another hit for Jabari. He's got himself. What do we got now? We got
I don't know. You
Be
tell me.
his third hit of the night, a walk. 3 walk, 3 hits. Try it again. 3 hits, a walk, a run scored, and an RBI. So it's a good night for Donnie Kidd.
Yeah. Does he have an error though?
He does have an error.
That's a -1.
Which I have real issues with that having anything to do with pick the stick, as that is strike 3. And Desmond not happy, kind of kicks his bat. Second strikeout for Torres that's coming in. In the game, pick the stick.
Holding the deficit. Nice pitch there by Torres. You were saying?
In the game, pick the stick, which is all about offense and the stick and hitting. Why should an error defensively work against you? I don't understand.
I think, and I'm just looking at this.
Does not pick the fielder.
But I think you have to look at both sides, offensively and defensively. That helps your club. So I think a miscue with the glove should work against you. You're not feeling it?
No. I'm taking this to the commissioner during the offseason. I've already had a conversation with the commissioner.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Jerry Mills agrees with Mark Grant. Tony Wolters batting here with 1 out of the 7th.
Hey, Mike Pomerantz has got a Swahe tonight. So he's having himself a good night at pick the stick. Yes, he did.
Swing. Not this time, Marky. Did you yell that?
Yeah, and on the bench? Yeah. Absolutely. Even when I was on the mound.
That's what I'm asking.
Yes.
On the mound.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Absolutely.
You yelled that as soon as.
Hey, if you can influence the call, why not?
Wow. Kind of an annoying guy. 1-2 the count. That is strike 3, and Torres with back-to-back strikeouts. 3 strikeouts in a row now for Torres. Looking good out there. 2 down.
This was the breaking ball, lefty on lefty, that catches the inside part of the plate. It looks like. See, he wants it away, but it's inner third, and it straightens up Wolters a little bit for the called 3rd strike. That's a legitimate strike there. Big second out here.
2 down in the 7th inning. Pat Valleca, the batter. Came in as part of a double switch and singled in the 6th inning. Also scored.
When did you learn how to keep score?
As an intern.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't do it as a kid for whatever reason. I don't know why. I listened to baseball on radio. This one fouled off to the right, but I never kept score. I didn't know how.
You know what I love about scorekeeping is that everybody has their own little way of doing it, their own little notes. And there's not one stamp way to keep score. I think that's the beauty of it. I learned as a kid, and then my good friend Bob Chandler, when I started doing some TV,
Sure.
I looked at Bob's book, who watches quite a bit, and one of my mentors over the years, and I learned how to keep score the way he does.
Foul back to the right.
And I'm sure if people looked at my scorecard, my scorebook, they would say, huh? And you learned how?
I learned the same way. The announcers, I was an intern for Ken Coleman in Boston, and I learned how to keep score for him when he was away from the mic in the middle innings. So that's how I kept score. That's how I learned. Just keep score the way he did. So it's a little different too.
So when he came back to his book after you keep score, you had to be the exact same way that he did.
He relied on me through the middle innings to have his book correct, which was a little dicey at times.
I think that's cool, though. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, but that's how I learned. In fact, this is his scorecard. And Bob Starr also, I did it for him as well as an intern who was the Angels announcer for a long time in Anaheim. This is to left field. Parrella coming in, and he'll make the catch. It ends the inning. Torres, good inning of relief. We head to the 8th. It's now 9-7 Rockies. All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much. Back here in Colorado as we move into the 8th inning, and a new pitcher on now for the Rockies, their 4th of the night, a guy who had some trouble last night in Jake McGee.
Yeah, 3rd of an inning last night. 2 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 1. And nice job by Torres holding the deficit.
Luis Torrens leading it off here for the Padres in the 8th. Strike 1. Torrens has grounded out to first, was intentionally walked in the 4th inning to get to the Padres pitcher Dinelson Lamet at the time, and he grounded out to shortstop in the 6th inning. Alan Cordoba has come out on deck to bat at the pitcher spot for Jose Torres. That spot is due next. In tight for ball 2. Hector Sanchez with a bat in hand. 3 home runs in the last 3 games. He's not been in this game yet. Swing and a miss. Imagine if Torrens gets on, you may see Hector Sanchez coming up with a chance to tie this game.
He's been Mr. Clutch lately, huh?
Sure has. Starting with a walk-off on Saturday against the San Francisco Giants. He was closing games here last year. Had 15 saves for the Rockies a year ago. Very late timeout call. Home plate umpire Ron Culpa. He's spending the bulk of his major league time with the Tampa Bay Rays. 6 seasons in Tampa Bay. A lot of those pitching for Joe Madden at the time in Tampa. 2-2. On the ground left side to short. Trevor Story to the backhand. Throw is accurate in time. Well, the day after the Padres score 5 or more runs, get 50% off any regular menu price online order at papajohns.com. Enter promo code Padres5. And you can do that tomorrow.
Gosh, pizza sounds so good right now. Doesn't it?
It does.
How would you take yours?
With extra sausage.
You know, there's some things that never get old.
I don't know. I think it kind of does.
I'm sorry.
I think it
Call me foolish,
does.
but what?
I think it kind of does. It gets a little old. 1 out. Cordoba pinch hitting here, taking a pitch inside. On the corner, and it's 1-1. How do you take your pizza, Cha-Cha?
I'm a sausage, mushroom.
Ooh.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Onion. I'll even go Hawaiian. Canadian bacon pineapple.
I don't like fruit on pizza.
Oh, it's so good.
I can't do it. No fruit on pizza. Extra sausage on the Meat Lovers pizza.
It's got to be that ground up Italian sausage. That's what I like.
Nope, I want big chunks of sausage. Strike over the outside corner. I mean, I want it like sliced like half-inch thick. Like it was
like
cut
dice.
Up, like a cut up like sausage,
dice.
An actual sausage.
Oh,
I don't want ground sausage.
No.
No, I want like it. I want to have like a sausage on a pizza. This is all over by the Padres.
Just like a link of sausage.
Yes.
It's like
cut up.
Cut you a slice and just I'll throw a link on there.
For instance, now think about a link. I want to cut up 5 times roughly and spread out across the pizza. That's what I want. I'm going to get a call from my cardiologist, I can tell. 2-2 pitch coming up. And it's on the ground to short. Story to his left. 2 down in the inning.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres. Ah, sausage!
Where is that? Is it close to the booth?
Oh, ice cream
They got
cones
it all
too.
going on over there. Fanfare. That's kind of far from where we are, I think.
It's too far.
Outside to Manuel Margot with 2 down here in the 8th. Margot 0 for 4. He has popped out, flied out twice, grounded out short.
Hey, 1 through 4 tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs scored. With a handful of hits.
Much better inning of relief here so far from McGee than what we saw last night. Rockies won last night 9-6. Have a 9-7 lead with 2 down here in the 8th tonight.
Well, McGee's been one of those go-to guys that Bud Black likes out there. Opponents only hitting .211 off of him. And as you mentioned, Don, you know, it goes a long way when you can have pitchers who have closed before and then be that guy before you get to your closer, right? And you know, that's when you got to check your ego at the door as well. You got to do what's best for the team. I'm sure if you ask Jake McGee, hey, yeah, I would love to close, but you've got Greg Holland, and any way I can pave the path and preserve the lead to hand the ball over to him, I'm okay with that.
15 saves last year. The most he had was in Tampa Bay, 2014, and 19 saves. Two to Margot. Of a defensive swing there, fouling it back to the screen.
On the other hand, Adam Ottavino, he's given up 13 runs and 5 homers in the last 6 appearances.
And he was the guy doing the 8th inning before.
Yeah.
Early on in the season, he was lights out.
And he went where to college?
Northeastern University. A lot of smart people went there. And some not so smart people, like me.
See if he can battle here with 2 strikes.
Oh, almost hit him. Bouncing in, full count.
Well, since there's not a runner on second base, it's a full count. 2 outs, going to peek in to see if we can get a sign to see what Jake McGee is going to throw here. Payoff pitch. The motion away. He didn't even get a sign. He just away. Fastball away. Maybe McGee gave him a little sign. You know, I used to do that too. Like when the hitter wasn't looking or something, I'd just go to my catcher without it. I would like motion with my glove, like fastball or slider, and just kind of, you know, when the hitter's kind of looking in the box or something, so I could just get right to it. Not have to take the time to get a sign from the catcher. Fastball away.
Swing and a miss. Margot strikes out. McGee enjoys a 1-2-3 8th inning. 9-7 Rockies. Colorado will be Clayton Richard on the mound, 5-9 with a 4.75 earned run average. Match up against John Gray, 2-1 with a 6.23. Get you started tomorrow morning, late morning, 11:30 a.m. Start with Padres Live, and then it's the Padres and Rockies. Be the end of the first leg of this two-city tour for the Padres. Be heading to San Francisco for a 4-game series after the ball game here tomorrow. Well, 9-7 with the Rockies on top of the Padres. We mentioned earlier that going on the concussion list is Austin Hedges, and the Padres calling up Jose Valdez, who comes into the game here and makes his 8th appearance of the year for San Diego.
The times I've seen Jose Valdez go out there and twirl, the one thing that sticks out is the aggressive fastball. He's got a live fastball, but that slider too. If he throws that slider in the good spots, he could be very, very effective. In 10 innings, a little high on the walks with 5, but the strikeouts are there. More strikeouts than innings pitched. And having difficulty with righties, 348 average against.
Hot shot, knocked down by Myers, doesn't know where it is, flips backhanded and in time. Nice play by Valdez to get over there. Myers couldn't find it after he knocked it down and just flips in time to get Charlie Blackmon. We will see if they're going to challenge this. It was very close.
Well, Will doesn't know where it is. Now the backhand flip, and nice job by Valdez covering. Very close. Ooh.
They are going to challenge.
Wow, that's a close one, isn't it?
Very close. And it may be too close to have it overturned.
You know what? I'm trying to, as I watch on that angle there, watch when the ball touches the back of the glove, and then seeing where Blackmon's foot is.
He may have got him.
I think, you know what? I think he may have.
And again, the call on the field is out, so it's got to be conclusive to overturn it. And he is out. Quick review right there, so they lose the challenge.
Hey, great second effort by Will Myers and by Valdez covering on that one.
Pretty hopeless feeling right there from Myers after he couldn't find it. So one down here in the 8th inning brings up DJ LeMahieu. Mayhew 0-for-4 in the ball game. He's grounded out twice, reached on an error, and lined out his last time up.
And as a reliever late in the game with a 2-run out, that's a huge out to get any first out of any inning coming in relief. And to top of the order to boot.
One of the quicker challenges you'll see. 45 seconds all it took.
Yeah.
Fouled off down the right field line, out of play. Mayhew now, Parra next with the Rockies batting here in the bottom of the 8th. Trying to grab some insurance on top, 9-7. So Torres ended up going 2 innings, giving him 3 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, and struck out 3. To right center, but Margot in the perfect spot. Yes, back to make the catch. He was defensively aligned way over into right center field, and that's exactly where that ball went. Still had to get back to make a tricky play, and he did on the warning track for the second out.
You know, we talk about pitchers, hitters making adjustments, but how about on the fly in the outfield on a ball? That's making an adjustment there for another big out. 2 here in the 8th.
12 strikeouts tonight for Padres pitching. 2 down here in the 8th inning, and Gerardo Parra the batter. Looking ahead to the top of the 9th inning. Azwahe, Myers, and Parrella expected in the 9th.
And guess who's heating up for the Rocks in the pen?
Their closer. Looking for his 30th save of the year. The score remains the same. A save situation for Greg Holland. Two-0 pitch. And that's a strike. 2-1. 9 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for the Rockies, 7 runs, 9 hits, and an error for the Padres. Rockies took game 1 of the series and lead here in game 2 late. Two and two. Let's revisit our keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, the first one was quiet 1-2 for the Rocks. Blackmon, LeMahieu, 1 for 9, not bad. And stay away from the K. Only 3 strikeouts tonight, as opposed to last night, 11. So there are your keys to the game. Oh, no love from you?
That's good stuff.
Oh, thanks. Nice talking to you.
Fouled off. Parra fouling now and painfully off his foot, it looked like.
Was that off the foot or the ankle or shin? Oh, off the knee, huh?
Yeah, higher.
Keith Duggar, the head trainer for the Rockies, out to have a look.
So if you want to know what that feels like, what do you got to do? You got to go to your garage.
Yeah, it's like if you took a hammer from your dad's toolbox and just went to hacking on your shin.
Smack it off your.
I don't encourage you to do that.
No,
it's just
but,
in and out, you know.
But that's what it would feel like.
Right. Oh yeah, just below the knee, the right knee. On the that hurts.
Two coming to Parra, and a grounder foul outside of first. Valdez has 2 outs here in the 8th. Padres pitching has now retired 6 Rockies in a row. Line to right. That's going to get in for a base hit. Flash over to cut it off. And Jabari will fire back in, but a 2-out base hit for Gerardo Parra, who is on base for the 5th time in this game. 2 walks and now 3 hits.
Well, the times we've seen Parra in the big leagues, he's one of those hitters that always tends to put together a good at-bat. He battles, and you know, after fouling one off and hurting, you know, he hangs in there and rifles one to right field for a base knock. That's a good at-bat.
Will be held on by Myers over there at first base, and Mark Reynolds will take ball 1. Reynolds with that 3-run home run in the 1st inning. Since then has lined out, struck out, and walked. Home run was his 20th of the year. That'll get to the backstop. Heading to second base is Parra. So in scoring position now, as the Rockies look to add a run here in the 8th. Reynolds with a hitter's count of 2-0. Grounded back to the mound. Valdez able to field and flips underhanded. A little high, but Myers goes up to get it. Comes down on the bag. We head to the ninth. 9-7 Rockies. Bill play of the game. First major league home run for Carlos Azuaje. Out to right center field, and a good feeling for him. His first major league home run.
Yeah, breaking ball. He stayed on it nicely. Speeds up his bat and sends it on its way. He swung the bat well last night as well. 3 hits last night. And tonight, too, one of them being a big league home run.
Azuaje coming up here to lead it off in the ninth. Myers, then Parrella. Padres trailing by 2 and into the game. Major league leader in saves, Greg Holland.
2 strikeouts last night in the ninth. He gave up a double and then ended the game with a ground ball to short. He has 1 blown save on the year.
It was June 15th against Tampa Bay. That's been it. Bunted at it for strike 1. Not a bad idea. Azuaje trying to get on base here. Galeka was not even with the bag at third.
Hey, bloop and a blast. Tie this one up. And there you see, as Don said, swung over towards the right side.
The 29 saves are mentioned on top of that category. Colomé 27, Kinsler 26, and Kimbrel, the former Padre, with 24. Wow, big swing there by Azuaje. Swinging for the downs again. Down on the count, 1-2. This was a healthy hack.
Yes, it was. Let's see if he shortens up now with 2 strikes just to get aboard.
Did he go? No. I check with Jerry Meals, third base umpire, and the count evens at 2-2.
Well, this is the part of the order you want up, right?
This is it. 2, 3, and 4. Myers already with a home run in tonight's game. On the outside corner for strike 3. One down in the ninth.
Not overpowering. Ball looked like it had a little bit of a late cut to it to catch that outside corner for the called third strike. That's painting right there.
One out in the ninth, and it brings up Will Myers. Walk in the first, popped out in the third. Mentioned the home run. Solo shot in the fifth. Walked in the seventh. Off balance cut right there.
Oh, thank you. That looked like a pretty good pitch, didn't it?
In the air, down the right field line, that is headed towards the corner and foul. Myers down 1-2. Against the Padres, 4 saves, gone 4 innings and given up only 2 hits. That's the Padres this year. 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. Trying to finish it off tonight in game 2 of the series for the Rockies. A 1-2 pitch to Will Myers coming up. Myers strikes out, 2 down in the ninth. Good hold up. Time now for the Carl's Jr. star of the game. Carlos Gonzalez, who's had a tough season, came up with a big 2-run double in the 5th inning, a gapper to right center field. He would add another RBI in the 6th inning with a single to right that gave the Rockies their 9th run. So a big night. Star of the game brought to you by Carl's Jr. 2 down in the 9th inning, and it's up to Jose Parrella if we are to continue tonight from Denver. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Oh, that slider is tough to lay off.
Seen a fastball at 95 from him this inning, so hard stuff, soft stuff, a lot of moving stuff.
And located as well.
Oh, 2. Padres down to their last strike. Collins struck out as Wahe. Myers ahead here, 0-2.
Slider.
Parrella swings and misses, gets away from Wolters, throws down to first, and that's strike 3. The putout goes 2-3, and that's the ball game. So Greg Holland strikes out the side in the 9th inning in impressive fashion, picks up his 30th save. The Rockies beat the Padres 9-7. Padres Live is next. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?